In this video, I'm going to show you how to use Adobe Illustrator to create snowflakes similar to these. First of all, go to File, New, choose Web, Common, title your project Snowflake, and put your name on it. Click the Create button. The first thing that you'll need to do is set your colors. Down here in the Fill and Stroke area, click to bring the stroke forward, set it to none. Then bring the fill to the forward and choose a color from the swatches. My swatches are open over here on the side. If your swatches aren't open, simply go to Window and from the alphabetical list, choose Swatches. I will choose this blue color. Next, choose the Rectangle tool and click and drag to draw a rectangle. Next, draw another rectangle next to it. Switch to the Selection tool by clicking V on the keyboard. Then right-click over the second rectangle, go to Transform, Rotate, and set the rotation angle to -30 degrees. Click OK. Drag that rectangle over so that the corner goes through the corner of the rectangle. Then drag this longer so that you also overlap the rectangle here. Use the Selection tool to select both objects, and in Pathfinder, which is located over here in the Properties panel about halfway down. If this is not visible, again, go to Window and choose Pathfinder from the alphabetical list. So in the Pathfinder section of the Properties panel, choose the second button, which is -front. You now have a 30-degree triangle. The next thing is choose the Pen tool. With the Pen tool, you simply click and click again, click again, click, click, and you must go back and touch the beginning point and the end point to make a complete selection. Now V on the keyboard, draw a selection around both, and choose the second button, which is -front. You will continue using the same technique. Switch to the Pen tool, draw your angles on there any way that you like, complete the selection, switch to the Move tool, V on the keyboard, drag a selection, use -front. Continue in this way to create all of the cutouts that you want. Okay, now that we're finished making the cutouts, select the shape, right-click, go to Transform, Reflect. Choose Vertical, the angle should be 90 degrees, and then click Copy. Drag the copy to the left and make sure that the two shapes line up. Draw a selection around both shapes, and in the Pathfinder panel, click Unite, the first button. Right-click over the shape, go to Transform, Rotate, change the angle to -60 degrees, and click Copy. Drag that copy over, line it up with the edges. Double check. Sometimes I have to switch to the magnifying glass so that I can see a little bit better. There you go. And then select the Unite button in Pathfinder. I'm going to move this up to give myself more room. Right-click, go to Transform, Rotate, And this time make it negative 120 and copy. Drag that copy down to the bottom and line it up. Use the zoom tool if you need to. Select the bottom shape section, right click, transform, and rotate again negative 120 degrees and copy. And drag that shape right up into place where it needs to be. Double check that everything is all lined up and there's no white gaps showing. Then select all of the segments and click the Unite button. Okay, now we are going to do another step, which is go to Object, Path, Simplify. And when we have Preview selected, we can start moving these around, and you see that it changes the shape of the snowflake. And then when you are happy with the results, click OK. And there is one snowflake finished. I am going to hold down Shift, move, click and drag to make that smaller, and put this off to the side. Next, I'm going to show you another way to make a snowflake. This snowflake I am going to make purple. So starting from the beginning, click and drag to make a rectangle. Click and drag to make another rectangle. Right click, transform, rotate, negative 30 degrees. V on the keyboard. Drag that so it intersects the corner. Pull it a little longer. Select both. In Pathfinder, choose the second button, minus front. Now this time I'm going to use the brush tool right here. And I'm going to swap this and change the color to something that will show up. We'll try this bright yellow. Now with this, I am going to draw some shapes on there and then touch the beginning point to the end point. V on the keyboard, select that. In Pathfinder, choose the second option over, minus front. Okay, now that I'm finished with all my cutouts, I'm going to select it, right click, transform, reflect, 90 degrees vertical, and copy. Move that copy over, line it up, draw a box around both, and select Unite from the Pathfinder panel. Right click, transform, rotate. This one will be negative 60 degrees, and copy. Line those up. Select both, Unite. Right click, transform, rotate. This will be 120 and copy. Line that up. And I'm going to shrink this a little bit so it fits on the screen. There we go. And the bottom one, right click, transform, rotate, 120 degrees, copy, and set that last segment into place down over on the side there. Draw a box around all of them and unite it with the Pathfinder panel. Okay, you can leave this one the way it is, or you can also simplify the path by clicking it and going to Object, Path, Simplify, and you could use straight lines if you wanted to and create interesting effects that way. Or you could use the curve and make adjustments that way. But I actually think that I'm going to cancel this because I like the way it looks like that. So there are 2 beautiful snowflakes. Make sure that you save your project and turn it in so that you get credit. That's it for this video.